So, the first episode ran really long. I'm going to try and make this. I'm going to try and do a bit better at time management here. So, in the last episode, we started the season and did up through the draft. So the draft is done. We have to negotiate with draftees. We'll do that here. I think this episode I'm going to try and go up to the trade deadline and not overdo it and make it too long. But before we look at the draftees, I want to look at some of the top prospects just because it's right here and I'm thinking about it. Baez is tearing up AAA, 957 OPS. I mean, he's just making a mockery of it. What is the walk numbers and strikeout numbers look like? Strikeout numbers have actually gone up since the last time I checked, and the walk numbers have gone down. The BABIP is a little bit high, but I mean, for his career, he's always had a high BABIP, so because he hits the ball so hard. The isolated power is really high. So I don't know. He's not ready yet. I'm not ready to bring him up yet, but something to keep an eye on. Bryant is putting up good numbers. It looks really weird. Not quite the same kind of numbers putting up in real life, but you can see the walk rate, a ridiculously high, 16.5%. Strikeout rate, not bad for a guy with the kind of power he has. He's hitting 277, but he has an OBP of 393, slugging 480. Those are very good numbers out of a third baseman. So keep an eye on that. And then Soler, actually, the one that's playing better than anybody. At AA, 323, 407, 576. I mean, he is really tearing the league apart. Look at the strikeout and walk numbers. Strikeouts are really good. The walk rate's over 10%. That's really good. Yeah. So real quick, let's negotiate with our draftees here. Our first overall pick, or our first round pick, 4th overall, Brady Aiken. Let's see, we have a budget room of about 9.3 million. Aiken's looking for 2.2 million. And the slot's worth actually 3.9 million. So he's looking for less than slot. So we're gonna meet his demand. I'm not gonna argue with that. We've already offered slot to Cease and Bivens. Let's see who else we drafted. I had the computer draft all the rest, and it looks like they took people from hard to impossible to extremely hard to impossible to extremely hard. All high scores. Our entire draft class is high scores. So, alright. Catcher Bryce Carter. This is a guy that our head scout likes better than Osa does, but we will negotiate with him. He's looking for 550. Slot is worth 350. I think we have the budget room to probably offer him what he wants. So, I don't know. Maybe it's not the best decision, but we'll go with it. Turner Larkins. Another guy that's a solid, looks like he's a solid 50. So somebody that probably isn't going to be a star, but he could maybe be a number 4 or 5 in the rotation at some point for us. But he's impossible to sign, but we're going to negotiate with him anyway. He wants 2.4 million. The slot bonus is 240. You know what? I'm just going to offer him slot. And he can deal with it. He's not going to accept it, but Keith Weisenberg, I'm not even going to bother. Jaime Adani, not going to bother. Michael Smith. Yeah, these are guys that I'm not really. They're all impossible. Maybe the guys that are just extremely hard will. 2.4 million, 2.2 million. Yeah, we'll just take our top 5 or top 4. Really, I don't think Larkin's gonna sign, but these are all guys that their potential sits at 20 out of 80. So I'm not really counting on having them around. So I'm going to just simulate through a little bit and I'll get back to you when something happens. Just real quick, Brady Aiken has agreed to join the team. He accepted, so good news. We're just going to skip forward a couple days here because I'm sure there's going to be reactions. Turner Larkin is not happy. He's not going to sign. He's going to re-enter the draft. Good for you, Turner Larkin. Jeff Samardzija is eligible to come off the DL. Good news. Okay. So that means we're going to have to send down. How's Neil Ramirez doing at the big league level? Only appeared in 2 games. I want to keep him. The overall's at 20 though. I can't really. Oh, okay, yeah, I got that. I gotta think we're gonna have to just send Neil Ramirez back down because he's not rated very well in the game, and we have Jeff Samardzija to bring in. So, Edwin Jackson, we still got 3 weeks. Fujikawa, we have 3 weeks. Cespedes, we only have 1 week left, so that's good. We're gonna have some injured players coming back. Is there any other draft picks that are gonna react to their signing bonuses? Oh, I didn't restart my stopwatch, so I have no idea what extra time this is adding. Oh well, we're just gonna have a couple extra minutes on here. Dylan Cease was convinced. Bryce Carter was also convinced. Good news. Alright, so yeah, that's all the guys that we offered anything to. So now I'm going to stop this and then I'll pick it back up when we get anything interesting. So talk to you then. Okay, so Jonas Cespedes is eligible to come off the DL. Actually, about a week later than he was supposed to. He suffered a setback, but he is set to come back now, so that's good. We're gonna have to send down. Let's see what's Ruggiano doing. That is an OPS plus of 15. He's been worth almost -1 win. Man, there is no justification keeping him at the big league level right now. Yeah, I don't even have to look at anyone else. Ruggiano is going down to AAA. So Cespedes can come back. Blake Bivens is a guy that I had forgotten about, but he did accept his offer, his signing bonus, so he is in the organization now. So that's good. So we have all the draftees we offered anything to, except for, what was his name, Larkins, who we weren't going to get anyway. So we got our top 4. That's good. We're just going to skip through a little bit. Well, Rosario had 4 home runs, it looks like, in 1 game. Look at that. He's got 21. That matches his total from last year. Impressive. I guess the game knew what they were talking about when they ranked him as a top bat. Chris Bryant won Player of the Week in the Southern League at AA at one point, so just something you might want to be aware of. It happened. We have a trade proposal, 2 of them. Arizona is still trying to trade Eric Chavez to us for Darwin Barney and Brady Aiken. No. And Seattle, Stefan Romero. Why would I want him? So this game, the trade logic isn't the best, as you can see by some of the offers I'm getting. But other than that, it's a pretty realistic game and I like it. I mean, it's a simulation and it's got its flaws. But overall, let's see, Josh Harrison for Olden Aiken. How's Harrison rated? Numbers aren't very good this year. He's not rated very well. Todd Frazier. He would be an interesting guy to have. but I don't really want him. So we're not gonna do that. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm sort of talking here, filling time. Adrian Jackson's eligible to come off the DL. Finally, after missing 3 months with a partially torn labrum. So that means we're gonna have to send down one of our pitchers. Jose Veras is out of options, I think. Maybe I shouldn't be, but he's got good numbers on the year anyway. Schlitter. He hasn't been very good. James Russell, I don't know. One of the few lefties we have. We'll keep him around. Yeah, I think we're going to send Schlitter down to AAA to make room for Jackson. Okay, let's see how our lineups and rotation looks. Lineups look pretty, yeah. Samardzija, Wood, Grimm, Hamill, Villanueva, yeah. Arrieta's apparently a bullpen guy now. And not a very good one at that. So yeah, I would send him down to AAA to work on some stuff, but he's 28. I feel like at this point, if he's not figuring stuff out at the big league level, he's not going to figure it out at all. Because, look at that. Those are bad numbers. We've got Justin Grimm in the rotation in his place, and Grimm is, I mean, he hasn't been stellar. The 4.06 ERA, only 4.9 K per 9. K per 9 is a flawed stat. Strikeout percentage is better, but I mean, it gives you an idea. ERA plus under 100. Still at 1.5 WAR though, so we're gonna. Hossa likes him a lot better than our head scout does. We're gonna see where this Justin Grimm the rotation thing goes, I guess. Man, look at Pedro Strop, 1.37 ERA and 16 saves. No wonder they switched closers. There's a way to look at advanced, like save percentage. He's blown one save. He's 16 for 17. What's IRS? No, that's not gonna tell me. Okay. So I guess we're just gonna. I'm gonna do a little bit more simulating. Oh, we have 3 more trade proposals. When did this happen? Damian Murphy, no. Stefan Romero, no. Kelly Johnson, no. Okay, so I'm gonna simulate a little bit more, and then I'll come back. Fujikawa is eligible to come off the DL. Yeah, I don't know that I want to put him. I think we're gonna send him on a rehab assignment for now, because I don't really have anybody in the bullpen struggling other than Jake Arrieta. So we're going to give Fujikawa a month to, because he is coming off Tommy John. He hasn't pitched in a year and a half. So we're going to give Fujikawa some time to pitch in the minors and figure things out. And then if he's looking good, then we will let him take maybe Arrieta's place in the bullpen. Baez repped out 5 hits. I'm going to keep it here because we have the international free agent signing period coming up, and so I would like to go over that stuff. Yep, see, we've got some big international free agent names, so that's one strategy, especially for a rebuilding team. The international amateur free agents are a big deal. If we look at the big guys, Antonio Meja, how do you pronounce that? I feel stupid trying to. Cesar Flores, Mauro Calderon, and Fabricio Cambra appear to be the big 4, according to our scout. According to Osa, Juan Cisneros, actually, Mauro Calderon, Ruben Gonzalez, Jose Saldana. I'm probably going to go after guys that there's sort of a consensus between our scout and Osa. Although Antonio M is only looking for 250,000, so I think that we're gonna go after him and hope that he's just a diamond in the rough. See, Osa's got in 57, he wasn't even that bad, but this is a guy that our scout thinks he's gonna have good stuff in the future. The control, he thinks he's gonna come around. The forkball pitcher. So we're gonna offer him a contract. We'll give him the signing bonus he's looking for. Meet his demand. Okay, that's cool. And then we'll go after, let's see, Juan Cisneros. How much money do we have to play with, I wonder, in the international? We got 11 million. I don't want to spend all of it. He's looking for a lot of money. Mauro Calderon is a guy that there's sort of consensus he's going to be a 70 grade player. How much money is he looking for? Let's see. He's from the Dominican. He's a guy that changeup is really seems to be the pitch that they think is gonna. Our head scout thinks his control is gonna come around. I think he's the guy we're gonna go for. It's always good to have pitching in the system, and so I think we're gonna just. We have to meet his demand because the price is going to skyrocket for him. And I guarantee you other teams are going to go out there and offer him $5 million and beat us to it. And then who else was there that there was a bit of a crossover? Let's see, Cisneros, I believe, is a guy. No. Calderon, Saldana. No. Gonzalez. No. Alright, we're going to leave it up there for now, I think. And just see where that goes. Maybe there are other guys that we can look at a little bit later. But those are the two big guys that I think we're going to want to go after. And we'll see how quickly they respond. Hopefully quickly, because I don't feel like spending too much time. Oh, we got a trade proposal from the south side for Gordon Beckham. Nope. Here's a fun fact about me. I am Gordon Beckham's least biggest fan. I don't like Gordon Beckham. He always kills the Cubs, and I don't like him. So if we're not going to get a response from our international free agents here, oh, we are getting them. Meha, somebody tell me how to pronounce that. He is, Angels have offered him some money, so we got to respond. 262, that's perfectly fine. I have no problem with that. Calderon, the Cardinals, of course. How high is his price skyrocketed? 2.6 million. Okay. Alright, so I think we're gonna Craig Gentry, no. I think I'm just gonna play with this for a little while. Negotiate with these guys. Or you know what, maybe I won't go all the way to the All-Star break. And we'll just do some of the negotiations in this episode for international free agents. And let that be this episode. Junior Lake is a Bruce Thumb, okay. Milwaukee wants to give us Caleb Gindel. I'm not a fan of Caleb Gindel. I'm not going to take Daniel Murphy for Brett Jackson and Dylan Cease. Yeah. Let's get our... Ooh, we got Meha. We picked him up. He's going to be pitching in an international complex. Now I have to learn how to pronounce his name. I don't really have a choice. Osa doesn't really like him, but he's a guy that's only costing us $250,000. I mean, I'm not really that worried about it. And he could turn out to be a huge bargain. Calderon, on the other hand, the Dodgers are getting in the way. He's the guy that really, he's more of a surefire thing, and that's why the price is, he's leaning towards the Reds. See, as a person, you have to set a price limit on this, and I think I'm going to set probably my limit at about $5 million. I'm not going to spend more than $5 million on this guy. We'll continue to play ball and see what happens. I am not trading for Daniel Murphy. I think I can, I don't know if there's a setting where I can just officially let everyone know that I don't want Daniel Murphy, so they can stop trying to trade him to me. I have a trade proposal. Several trade proposals. I think this is probably also about the time Justin Turner, Jacob Turner, pitcher for the Marlins. Who is Oscar Hernandez? We need catching, but not from him. One thing I think we can do probably soon is start putting guys in the trading block. If we're going to be getting offers, I at least want it to be for guys that I have any interest in trading. So guys like, we'll keep Arrieta around. Hamill, though, we're going to set him on the block. Even Jackson's probably a guy I can, is there a limit to how many guys I can put on the block? So I would like Jackson, maybe just see what people, Samardzija on the block, Villanueva. Travis Wood's a guy I want to keep around. He's good and young. Varys, nobody's really going to give me anything for Varys, but he's on the block. Wesley Wright, we'll keep him around. Nobody's going to bother trading for John Baker. Darwin Barney, we're not going to get much for him, but he'd be a good complimentary piece. What's he hitting this year? 200? 130? Oh boy. This game can be accurate sometimes. Mike Golt's not a guy I want to trade. Valbuena, I'm a big Luis Valbuena fan. He's not doing it very well on this game, but in real life, Luis Valbuena is becoming a real star. Cespedes, not quite a guy I want to trade. Cheerholt's definitely a guy that I could put on the block, even though his numbers are abysmal right now. Do we have anybody playing decently right now? How's Samardzija going? That's Villanueva. How's Villanueva doing? Pretty well. Samardzija, he's doing alright. Okay, so there's our trading block we've got set. So now maybe when I'm getting trade offers, it's not for guys I have no interest in trading. But we'll see if that works. I don't know. I want to keep this episode at 30 minutes, no longer than. But we did get a compensation pick for Turner Larkins. Mauro Calderon, Minnesota. He wants to go to Minnesota. Alright, it's kind of cold there. A little out of your league. Okay, yeah, we'll meet your demand. You just kind of keep doing that until you see what happens. Kelly Johnson for Michael. Yep, that didn't seem to work because I'm still getting crappy offers. I think that if I'm going to make any good trades here, I'm going to have to be the one offering them because I'm not going to, other than like the Yoenis Cespedes trade, I'm not getting any good offers that are making me think about anything. Yeah, I don't want Justin Turner. Yeah, I'll probably just go to the All-Star break here. Calderon, yeah, the price is really going up on this guy. A lot of guys like him. He only sits between 91 and 93, but the changeup has a lot of potential. And all these guys are only 16 that are coming out of the international picture. So they have time to develop. Why would I want Howie Kendrick, and why is he playing left field? Is that something that he's actually doing in real life right now? Or I don't know, I don't follow the Angels very closely. So we continue to skip forward and see if we can get Calderon to sign, and see if we will ever get a decent trade proposal. Craig Gentry. Why? Teams really seem to think we want to trade Michael. And I mean, he's not a guy that I'm opposed to trading on the right deal, because again, we have Chris Bryant knocking on the door. But 3,500 or 3.5 million. The Blue Jays. All right, I'll play ball. He's really the only other international free agent guy I'm going after. So I'm willing to let the price get high for him. Chris Johnson, no. Yeah, I think that coming up here we're going to call Baez up, because you saw how Darwin Barney's hitting. He's not blocking anybody. So I think that here tomorrow we're going to call up Baez and see how he does. I'm hoping that, well, we'll see what the strikeouts are. That's really the big things. You saw the strikeouts were up, and I don't want him to come up to the big league level and struggle, because that's going to really affect his confidence, and that in turn is going to affect his performance. That's another thing you have to keep in mind when you're doing this kind of stuff. I'll just wait for all these baseball cards to be created. It's just because the All-Star rosters are being announced, so all these names that you're seeing on the screen are guys that are All-Stars. The first ever designated hitter for a National League team was Glenn Allen Hill. One thing I like about Out of the Park is all these little quotes and facts and trivia pieces that you get at the top of the screen while you wait. And there's so many of them. I mean, I've had this game for probably a month and a half, and I'm still seeing new fun little factoids. While Calderon, the negotiation goes on. Creeping slowly. Okay, who do we have as All-Stars? Looks like Pedro Strop, not a surprise, you have a 1.87 ERA. And that's it. How is everyone hitting, I wonder? Maybe that'll be a different episode, and we'll look at all the progress. Let's look at Baez, though, and see if maybe, I don't want to go line up on the transactions. Maybe Javier Baez is the guy. Maybe it is his time. Look at his stats. He's got really good numbers. The average has dropped a little bit, but the slugging is actually up. Well, I don't know if it was up. It's high. Strikeouts are 29% though. Walks are, I don't know. That's really the concerning thing. When he's striking out at almost 30%, he's hitting well, but this team is out of it. 40 and 54, and I don't know where we are in the wild card race, but it's far enough back where I think we got to leave Baez down a little bit to bring that strikeout stuff up. His expectation is to play in the majors, though, which is another thing you have to think about, because you can see he's unhappy on his role on the team. We don't want him to be unhappy for too long, but at the same time he needs to suck it up and not strike out so much. We're going to let him sit down there for a little while longer. I've thought about it enough. And wow, Chris Bryant and Jorge Soler got hurt. That doesn't notify me about minor league injuries, so we're going to look at our major league performances a bit later. We're going to do that in the next episode, because we're going to see what Calderon's going to do, and then that's going to end this episode, because I don't feel like doing all sorts of crazy, making this episode too long. Jose Veras, a personal message. Letters from his agent. And he wants to be traded. Alright, we got time. We're going to trade Jose Veras. He doesn't want to be around. We got some good guys in the minors to replace him. No reason to keep him around. What's he doing this year? He's pitching well, unlike him. So we're going to do something fun you can do in this game, and that is shop player around. And essentially, what this is it offers Jose Veras to every team, and it tells you what they would be willing to give up in a trade for Jose Veras. And then you can work a trade from there. It's not really something you want to do with a big guy, like a major, like a Jeff Samardzija, because with those trades you want to usually get a couple pieces. But if you're trading Jose Veras or some reliever or a minor piece, and you're looking to probably only get one piece in return anyway, this is a good way to figure out what your best options are. It takes a little while to do this, however. But once it's done, we will see what we can get for Jose Veras. And this episode's already gone over 30 minutes. Oops. Oh well. It happened. I really need to turn off this face gen picture thing, because it can take a little while to generate all of them. So I guess we'll wait. We don't have much choice. Oh, we're done. Okay, so we look at some interesting pieces. Anybody of decent potential over 20? Jesus E. Sanchez, 26-year-old reliever with the Marlins. Let's see. He's barely pitched at the big league level. He's mostly pitching at AAA and pitching well. This is a guy that he could probably be a decent piece to our bullpen. It's basically just getting a younger. He's got very similar to peripherals. Of course, it's only through 2 games. But to Jose Veras, kind of getting the same thing, but a younger version of it that actually wants to be on the team. Mark Montgomery. He's the guy that our scout likes, and Osa likes even better. Through 2 games at the major league level, he's got an ERA of 18, but at AAA, he's struggled at AA in 24 games and put up an ERA of almost 10.5. But then, well, that's a little concerning. I mean, the stuff is really good, but apparently it's control issues here. Look at the walks per 9 at AA through 24 games, 7.6. But he's the kind of guy I would be willing to invest in because the high potential. I mean, there's the risk-reward game you play. And it looks like it would be a really good reward if he pans out. I think he's the best piece we have available to us. So I think we're going to trade Jose Veras for Mark Montgomery. Okay, and we're going to put him at the big league level because what do we have to lose? You know. Alright, he's set as a closer. We're going to see if that's... With Pedro Strop pitching so well, he's not going to end up closing. But we'll see what role he ends up in. I believe the international free agent signing period ends here pretty quick, pretty soon. So Calderon's going to have to make a choice pretty soon. Price is getting up near $4 million. Let's see, where is the date that the international doesn't tell me there. Does the international signing period end? I don't know. Hopefully he signs soon so that I can end this episode. So I don't feel like waiting eons. Oh, we got him. There you go. We got Mauro Calderon. So we've already added some decent pieces to the team through halfway through July. So I think that's where I'm going to end this. Yeah, I think next episode we'll focus on trade deadline stuff. and then go from there and see how long that takes. So thanks for watching. Please comment and tell me what I did wrong and what I can do better and what I did well, and just give me feedback, because it's very helpful. Tell me I suck if I suck. I need to know. And that's all. So thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later.